What's up guys, Nitro here, and today I got a little TDM on firing range for you. Now first things first, as soon as we get into the game I'm going to pause this for a second and get into an overview of the map. Alright, what you're seeing now is areas of the map, including the Jeep spawn and the road spawn. The road spawn is the side that I spawned on, so I'm going to be showing you a lot of what I like to do when I spawn on that side. Other areas include firing range, the ramp, the center, and back white. These are all callouts that you can use while you're playing, and this is how I communicated with Brunswick during this game. Now what you're seeing now is all the houses and areas that can be controlled during the game. These include smaller ones such as garage, red house, and then get into the bigger ones such as white trailer, tin, crow's nest, and of course wood. Now what I controlled for a big portion of this game was top wood, and I worked a lot of the areas with the road spawn. So let's get into that a little bit now as the game starts up again. As soon as you start the game, there's two ways that you can get up to top wood. You can either take the ladder or go inside the door and go up the stairs. I take the ladder because it's faster, but I'm going to pause it right here for you guys and let you take a peek. Now you see what's highlighted in yellow? Those are the sandbags. Those are pretty much your lifesaver when you're up in top wood. Going behind the sandbags gives you great amount of cover, and let me show you how I like to use them. Now as you can see right off the bat, I skip placing the claymore and run straight for the sandbags. I always do this because I know I have time before anybody comes to my flank, and this way I can pick off that guy that's usually in top 10 right away. Then I double back and put a claymore down later to protect my back after I've already had the chance. Once I'm sitting at top wood behind the sandbags, I always have a great view of the center of the map, which I could pick off people. And there's always usually somebody that tries to climb up into the crow's nest that I can pick off while they're in the ladder. Now I'm going to pause it right here. As you see this area that is highlighted in red. Now this is kind of a double-edged sword, this area, because it gives you the advantage of seeing what's coming down from garage side, but it also hinders you a bit because even though you have higher ground on people, the people that are below you can see your body for longer than you can see them. So there's lots of times where you may think you're safe, however you're not, because they can still have a view of the top half of your body when you can see nothing. As you guys will see, I work this section of the map pretty much exclusively the whole time because I know this is a high traffic area and people will be making their way to me. Also, by working one area of the map, it gives me the advantage of being able to move myself so I can better predict where the enemies are going to be coming from. As you can see a lot over here, I pretty much edge myself using this fence a lot of the times to pretty much lower my profile and allow me to see if anybody's coming. And then I can use this area also as a protective area to call in my care packages and do all sorts of things because I have a lot of space to move around and I have a lot of coverage that I can use to pretty much manipulate the situations that I'm in during the course of this map. But now I'm going to get into a little bit of what I'm using and my classes, so I'm going to be putting that onto the screen now. Alright, during this game I used a Galil with dual mags and a silencer. I had a CZ75 with extended mags as my secondary. I was running Hardline, Warlord, and Hacker, as well as Sentex, flashbangs, and claymores. Sometimes I like to switch the claymores out with a motion sensor. If you watch my map breakdown video, you know where I like to place it as it watches that back area of the garage. And the perks that I was running were Spy Plane Care Package and Chopper Gunner. Again, Spy Plane always is a good thing to run because it lets you know where the other enemies are, barring of course they don't have Ghost on. I was running a care package maybe because I felt lucky that day, I don't know, but it always gives you a chance to maybe hit something big, even though in this map you'll see that I don't hit anything big. I think I get a spy plane and an RC car, and of course Chopper Gunner is a big streak and it's always good for this map, and because I know how to work this map for the most part, I usually run a Chopper Gunner on it because I know that my chances of getting it are pretty high and it does a lot of damage. Alright, now that I got that off the screen, I'm going to talk a little bit about my gun. Now, the Galil is honestly a very, very good gun. It's got a low rate of fire, so it's very controllable, and I feel that on smaller maps, it's really good to have a gun that feels controllable. Something like an AUG and a FAMAS with very high rates of fire, you can sometimes lose control when you're trying to finesse it like I do. But with a Galil on this map, it allows me to sometimes full auto from that longer range, giving me an advantage over a guy, because if I can hold down the trigger and they're feathering the trigger, the chances of me killing them first are higher, because even though their rate of fire out of their gun is higher than mine, the fact that I'm full autoing and they're feathering kind of makes my gun get the advantage. One, with the power, and two, really where the balance is the fact that their gun does less damage but fires faster, but now that it's firing slower, I gain that advantage that they once had. So it's pretty much putting a weaker gun in their hand while giving me a stronger gun. I'm going to be putting the stats up for the Galil now. Alright, the Galil does 40 damage and drops down to 30 after about 50 meters. I have a suppressor on, so the damage goes down faster. However, on a smaller map, it really doesn't make that big of a difference. The Galil has one of the slower rounds per minute out of any gun, but really there's only 3 fundamental rounds per minute. There's either this one, which is the middle, there's the M60, which is the slowest, and then there's your AUGs and FAMASs and that type. Most of your SMGs, for the most part, have that rate of fire. But with the added damage, it gives the Galil great power, and I honestly think it's a perfect fit for this map. But that's pretty much the end of the game. So I went 25-1 with the Galil on firing range. Let me know what you guys think about this setup, and let me know if you like it. Maybe I can make my map breakdowns like this rather than the way I'm doing them now, but leave it in the comments and let me know. But until next time, have a great day, and peace and love, my friends.